The big one is coming. The winter sports blowout that happens once every 4 years. I'm talking about the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia, of course.
The road to Sochi is full of potholes and detours. Not everyone who starts out will get there.
But we know one person who has a good idea of who is on their way to Sochi, and that's the guy in charge of the Olympic training facility in Lake Placid. So we'd all like to know, what Olympic hopefuls are training up at Lake Placid that we should keep an eye on?
You know, it's just a breeding ground for Olympic hopefuls in Lake Placid who are from New York State, which is why we're here tonight. Anyway, we've got a lot of the sports are covered. We have an Olympic bronze medalist, Andrew Weibrecht, who's just in town. And
to grow up with all those awesome venues, and it's one of my favorite places in the world.
He's back in the World Cup circuit right now. Tim Burke, biathlon, just was on the podium over in Europe in biathlon just this last weekend. Lowell Bailey, Annalise Cook in biathlon, Jamie Gruber in bobsled.
Because we're trying to be really aerodynamic, so we're just peeking out.
A young Fernet boy from Saranac Lake is a ski jumper. You know, you're going to hear these names over and over as we get towards the Olympic period, because they're, you know, immersed in their sport and doing such a great job for us and for the United States of America. We're very proud of them.
And I'm sure you're very proud to be a part of that journey on their way to Sochi. Very exciting stuff. Thank you.
Well, I'm not done yet, because there's a young man that he's no longer living in Lake Placid, but he's from, I believe, Vermontville, New York, and that's Billy Demong. And you heard about him at the last Olympics, right? He got a gold medal, I believe, and a silver medal in Nordic combined. But you know, he's done his training in Lake Placid, and he'll always be one of our hometown boys.
And that's got to give you a nice warm feeling.
It sure does. You know, Olympics happen every 4 years, and the focus of the world is on those events. And when you hear time and time again, not only about Lake Placid in 1932 and 1980.
I welcome you, the representatives of many of our sister nations, to this, the opening of the third Winter Olympic Games.
The Miracle on Ice, Eric Hyde, and all that. But then when you hear of our legacy, now these athletes, these powerhouses that are representing the United States that come from Lake Placid, that's what's really important.
And speaking of the Miracle on Ice, you just had a great ice hockey tournament up there, right?
Well, we had Finland, Sweden, Canada, and the United States. The women's hockey teams were there, and they just went at it on our Olympic ice sheet.
After losing their 2 pool games, Team USA was pumped and dangerous as they took the ice against Sweden in the consolation round. The U.S. had a 2-skater advantage when Jocelyn Lamoureux slammed a shot into the cords. Within 99 seconds, Team USA scored twice more to take a commanding 6-1 lead.
I was joking around. I've never been hit so many times in the face in one game.
You know, hockey's one of those things that there's such an ebb and flow, and you know, one team's great one week and then they're not the next week. I think the United States team is really going to peak for the Olympics and will do us proud.
Well, we're certainly excited to see what comes out at Sochi, and especially keeping an eye on all those athletes that do all their training up at Lake Placid. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.